More than 20 years after the U.S. said it eradicated the measles, an outbreak of the disease is slowly spreading. This week, Colorado reported its first case of measles in a patient who didn't travel outside of the country. Nationwide, there are more than 700 cases. Our 9 News medical expert, Dr. Payal Kohli, is here with some insight. Dr. Kohli, thank you so much for being here. So number one, how do you feel that the outbreak response has been handled thus far?
Honestly, Sam, in my opinion, I think there have been a lot of missteps here. And if you think about measles, as you said, it's been eradicated. Now we're struggling with an outbreak. I mean, the first misstep really is the vaccine hesitancy that has really been built in. And that happened back in COVID. We talked about it. The second is all these distracting narratives like vitamin A. And have you heard the latest?
No.
Budesonide and clarithromycin. Budesonide is an inhaled steroid. Clarithromycin is an oral antibiotic, which have no efficacy against measles or the secondary infections, and that's what we're focusing on. I really feel the administration has been underplaying the outbreak, and this has weakened trust in the medical institutions like the CDC and the FDA. So all of that put together, people are really sort of left scratching their heads, now even wondering, even though RFK Jr. is saying, go get the vaccine, if they should listen, if it's safe, if they really ought to take it.
Does this give you hesitancy, not to use that word, but in how this administration will handle future outbreaks or any sort of, I mean, I don't even want to say it out loud, but a future pandemic?
Yeah, I mean, this should not have happened. We have an efficacious vaccine, and we have really good evidence as how to control this. And so the fact that this has happened makes me worried that we're being reactive, not proactive. We're waiting for the horse to get out of the barn and then reacting to it. And what really makes me worried is that the politics and the medicine have gotten so intertwined that we almost can't separate them now. And so how is that going to work in the future when there is a top-down medical information that needs to come or medical decision, but our administration feels they can't even be empowered to tell people that they have to get the vaccine, even though science has backed the safety and the efficacy of the vaccine.
Right. And what would you tell anyone, a family who's living near one of these hot spots?
Oh, you got to have your radar up. So first, most importantly, if you're not vaccinated, go and get vaccinated, because there's no chance you're not going to get this if you're living near a hot spot and are unvaccinated.
It's that contagious.
It's the most contagious disease we have in medicine. I mean, there is no possibility that you're not going to get it if you're exposed to it and not vaccinated. Secondly, if you are vaccinated, make sure you think about checking your titers, because there are people that can have low titers. I got mine checked and they turned out to be low.
Really?
And I'm a healthcare worker, so
Right.
I actually got a boost of the vaccine. And I had never thought about it all these years because I've never seen a case of measles. Right. But now, obviously, we're all potentially going to be exposed. Try to avoid public gatherings because, again, of that contagiousness. It can linger in the air even after people have left. So it's a little different than COVID because it's airborne. It lingers in the air. It can get through the ventilation system and such. But really do your best to protect yourself. And if someone is sick, isolate them and stay away.
Great information, Dr. Kohli. I want to talk to you about, we've all heard the campaign, Make America Healthy Again, right? Let me talk to you about some of the things that they have pushed back on. And some of them I agree with. Ultra-processed foods. They've also pushed to ban fluoride in drinking water, which you and I talked about, and pushed back on vaccine requirements, which we also talked about on this show. Why do you think public opinion is moving in this direction as opposed to in previous years?
I mean, I think the slogan, Make America Healthy Again, suggests that we're not healthy, which I think is a bad place to start. But it also worries me that you're muddling the science with the misinformation. So certainly I agree 100% ultra-processed foods. We consume way too much. Science tells us it causes cancer and heart disease. We have to stop. But when you throw in the vaccine hesitancy and you throw in the fluoride in the drinking water, which are backed by scientific evidence, and you've got a chiropractor on Instagram telling you what you should eat and whether or not you should take the vaccine because he's a doctor, that makes me nervous because we're breaking down the sources of information that are reliable, like the CDC, the FDA. We're now relying on the social media echo chamber where everyone who has a phone can get on there, put their opinion out there. And we're deconstructing science, turning our back on science, and really relying on anecdotes and other people's experience.
Yeah, I can't imagine how frustrating that must be as a doctor. Today, RFK Jr. announced that he plans to find the root cause of autism by September. Now, this goes in the complete opposite direction of some of his prior statements linking autism to vaccines. Do you think he's the right person to lead this? What are your thoughts as a doctor with his previous statements?
So, autism has been increasing, Sam. We're seeing more and more of it. We don't know why. So I commend him for trying to understand why. But doing it by September, it's been going on for years. That's a very, very tall order. And secondly, trying to raise the autism issue at a time where the measles is front and center makes people worry that the vaccines are causing autism, which we have repeatedly proven to be a misinformation and to be a false fact. So I worry that it's going to actually, create more vaccine hesitancy. This is the wrong timing. And certainly autism is something we need to think about, but there's no way we're going to solve that problem by September. It's going to require a lot of research and time. And you don't want to divert resources from the infectious disease outbreaks that we're having, where we had hotspots. We have children dying of a disease that's preventable. That should not be happening.
Right. Dr. Coley, thank you, as always.